Darlington Raceway, and Jimmy McMurray came up short. Kurt Busch came up short. Kyle Busch came up short. Jeff Burton and Jeff Gordon came up short. And the big winner of the Southern 500, Denny Hamlin. Hamlin was great down the stretch, but everybody else made mistakes. Jeff Burton probably had a car that should have won. Ran over Narrows on his last pit stop. Never got back further than 10th. Jeff Gordon botched his last pit stop too. Managed to come back to 4th, but he had a car that could have won too, and didn't. Jimmy McMurray started from the pole, ran strong. Another good run. He's looking good. Looking really good this season. I think he's got all that angst from Las Vegas out of his system, and so does teammate Juan Pablo Montoya. Both of those guys had chances to win. Jamie came up 2nd. Juan Pablo came up 5th. And it was a pretty interesting race. It was more a cerebral race than last year's. Last year, the crash fest, 17 cautions, and guys hitting the wall right and left. I think these drivers learned. They realized that you don't have to run like a wild man to win here. It was a thinking man's race, and Mike Ford, the crew chief for Denny Hamlin, was doing all the right thinking. Kept 4 tires on the car. Tires really didn't make that much difference, but having 4 tires every stop while everybody else was working for track position and taking only 2 meant that at the end of the race, when the opportunity was there to take only 2 and get track position back, Denny was right there. Good thinking. Mike Ford, Denny Hamlin, they've now won 3 races this year. And Jimmy Johnson crashed out. Was driving along, problems, pit stops, repair work, got caught up in an early crash. And the next thing you know is he's at the back of the field, and A.J. Allmendinger ran out of brakes and smashed hard into Jimmy's car. Jimmy's okay, a little ticked off. That's 3 DNFs for Jimmy Johnson. That's not a championship contender right there. Got some issues. Doesn't seem to quite have the punch that he's had before. So maybe this is something that Denny Hamlin can take advantage of. Jeff Burton looked like he was going to take advantage of it tonight. And so did Jeff Gordon. Those guys should have been a little sharper down the stretch. Jeff Gordon was trying to pit. Tony Stewart was in his way. And Jeff was a little distraught trying to figure out how to wave off the guys behind him so he didn't get rear-ended under green. Then the yellow comes out. Then Gordon's almost a full lap down. NASCAR had to review the tapes to figure out exactly where Gordon was. Got a little confusing there with about 30 miles to go for everyone except Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch were 1-2 for the start, side by side. Kyle Busch, most of the race, looked strong. But on the last restart, he faded. Faded all the way back. Jimmy McMurray came on. Kurt Busch came on. But nobody had enough for Denny Hamlin. Not this time. Denny Hamlin, 3 wins this season already, and it's only May. Going to Dover. Denny Hamlin's looking like a championship contender. Finally. Mike Mullen from MikeMullen.net. Darlington Raceway, the Southern 500.